This is one you probably did not see either.
No, I didn't.
A massive oil spill helped one billionaire avoid paying income tax for 14 years.
Now, how did I miss that?
Well, because it's ProPublica, and they talked about Phyllis Taylor, and there were a few other stories. There were a few other stories happening this week, and unless you are subscribed to ProPublica, you probably did not see this shared around much, although it should have been. I know I shared it.
I was just trying to hit that, like when the movies say the title of the thing, and it's just they look straight to camera,
How did we miss that?
So,
wait, that's the name of the show.
How did we miss that? That's the name of the show.
Maybe we should
Wait,
start
you're
doing
saying
that.
the name again now.
Maybe
I feel like it's going to turn into like a Spaceballs bit. Like
maybe we should read the article title and go, how did we miss that?
What are we watching? We're watching now. But now is now.
It's now. Yes, we are now. We talked about at dinner with my friend. We talked about Red Man, and
nice.
Yep. And
the Jizza, the RZA, the Santa Maria,
and that new track that they all dropped with Method Man and
nice.
Snoop and what is the name of that? I'm not going to obviously play it for DMCA purposes.
Oh, the one that was like
Dr. Dre and it's everybody just like
I'd have to look at it.
Busta Rhymes was in it. Wow.
Oh yeah. It was crazy.
So hang on, I missed it here. I skipped over. All right. After Deepwater Horizons. Right. Well, of course, we know what happened there. All right. And with the help of satellite imagery, they figured out that oil was leaking from a different spill. A 6-year-old disaster that the public knew almost nothing about. In September 2004, Ivan had swept the legs out under a 40-story oil drilling platform operated by a company called Taylor Energy, causing a leak that continues to this day. Wow. This is almost like Colonial Pipeline in the sea.
Mm-hmm.
It is the longest running and, by estimate, the largest U.S. oil spill ever recorded. Wow, again, sounds just like Robbie Yeager's thing. You could sit there and puff the whole time. I don't even get a drink.
I'm so sorry. I mean, you could do water.
Yeah, I could. I'd have to get up and get some. I'll hand the show to you, and you can do some interval stuff. Maybe we do some both.
Yeah. Sure.
According to ProPublica's analysis of secret trove of tax data, and I don't know where they got a secret trove of tax data from 2005 to 2018, she took in almost $500 million in income. Most of it from wages, interest, dividends, and capital gains, and never paid a cent of federal tax. Why? Because she had reported the loss, I'm guessing, from Deepwater Horizon.
Oh,
from that other oil
slick. Fucking bullshit.
Right? Because her company was compelled to spend
fucking tax right off to the fucking what?
$500 million.
What the fuck is that,
dude? Your reaction is just priceless.
You can tell the fucking, like, somewhere in a meeting room, just fucking bump of cocaine. I've got an idea.
She's
just fucking
80.
like.
She's 80. I don't think there's a line of cocaine anywhere going on.
No, not by. She wasn't the one doing it, but somebody's like, like somebody was like, I know, we could get a tax write-off for it. What?
Taylor Energy operated out of an ornate 4-story mansion in New Orleans off Lee Circles, where a statue of Robert E. Lee stood until 2017. Oh, I remember that story when they took that down.
Yeah.
Female employees were not allowed to wear pants. Employees had to address their superiors as sir or ma'am.
I mean, have they seen apple-bottom jeans? Perfectly
boots
acceptable.
with the furs.
Damn right.
Patrick's office had hand-painted blue and white silk wallpaper from a Russian palace. Wow.
What are you, oi?
I'm looking at the silk wallpaper.
From a Russian palace, yeah.
Rooms were named after Ronald Reagan. And Horatio Nelson roast.
Did you see the thing about that somebody put out on Twitter today about Nancy Reagan giving good head?
Yes, I did, as a matter of fact.
Okay.
I just certainly did see that.
I wasn't going crazy.
That she was known.
It was from some book, right? Yeah, that she was known for.
She was like the good time girl or something.
Yeah,
that's really funny. But that has nothing to do with this.
That actually humanizes her, oddly enough. Like
right. The year Ivan hit changed her life. A couple months after the hurricane, her husband had passed away. At 63, she took over the company. So deaths create a speculator tax boon for the wealthy. What some
lovely leopard fur
loopholes. Oh my god! Ah!
Like, and is that the Maltese Falcon in the back? Wow. What is that?
That is some kind of an award that she probably.
That seems like the weapon for a murder. Yeah.
Right. All that value disappeared at the death. At death. Okay. Again, if Patrick Taylor, who controlled the vast majority of the company, had sold it while he was alive, Taylor's would have owed a huge sum in capital gains tax. But all that value disappeared at death because it got handed off to his wife.
Nice.
$500 million.
$500 billion
over a decade.
Oh. Also, have you seen The Incredibles? The first movie.
Oh yeah. She looks like the assistant.
Edna Mode.
No, that's definitely no. Edna Mode is much cooler than that and has dark hair.
Yeah, but it's like the
Dolly.
But the one who's doing I don't know
we
what
have to get you another uniform, darling.
No capes.
Dude,
capes are so last year.
That's that video where she goes through all. So funny.
It's great.
Oh, that's a classic movie.
That lady reminded me of is her. Like, this is the real life version of that character. But
so 4 years after Taylor Energy became aware of the spill, the company had yet to clean it up. She said she decided she wanted out. She sold all the company's oil rigs to two South Korean entities, except for the damaged rig. Right? She owned about 95% of the company, received close to $1.2 billion of the $1.25 billion price tag. It's that extra little 0.05 that really makes the difference. Right? Yet Taylor was legally allowed to portray the sale of the IRS in a very different light, and in turn depended on the fact that the law allows owners of private companies a lot of leeway in determining the value of their assets. Since she was inheriting the company tax-free, she and her advisors had every reason to assign it at a high initial value, because that would mean that when she later sold the assets, the high value would minimize or eliminate the gain on paper. Right? And that's what her tax record suggests happened. She didn't record a gain on the sale of her company. In fact, she was able to report a loss of $211 million. Dude, I want her account.
Oh.
Wow.
Well, like, it's fucking ridiculous. Like, what? They put a graph. They put a graph. They put a graph in for that.
To show her
income after losses. Income. Boop, boop.
Wow.
Like, I love how, have you ever the graph noises? Right? You're like boop 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 boop. Like
no, I had not heard of graph noises, and I'm kind of glad I had. But
yep.
Now, what is this? A few months after the sale, a federal agency that oversees drilling in the Gulf negotiated an agreement that required the company to create a $666 million trust to cover the cost of the cleanup. And that was a lot of money, more than half the proceeds from the company's sale, but it came with a silver lining. And here it goes. Because it was set up as a sole proprietorship, its income and losses flowed through her personal taxes. She could write off the costs of the cleanup against her own income. Dude, she's got
her own income.
Brilliant.
Well, it's like because she sold the business, right?
Let's call these creative account. Well, yes, she sold the business, and it's a private.
She sold the business, so then the tax write-off went to just her income tax, as opposed to the dude. Holy shit!
But the sole proprietorship was also liable.
Yeah,
and that means she was personally on the hook.
Yeah.
So finally, in the years after it established the cleanup trust, Taylor Energy claimed it could not have foreseen such an accident. Stopping the leak was technologically impossible. But apparently that's not the case, because in 2012, the Coast Guard finally ordered them to install a dome to contain the leak. But 3 years later, when they settled the lawsuit that forced it to start publicly disclosing more about its efforts, they hadn't even finished the design.
And we're wondering why New Orleans can't afford to pay for trash service. You know?
They're just letting this shit leak into the Gulf still.
Well, that's the thing. The thing with when I remember the Deep Horizon and stuff, right? Which my mother, one of the biggest like anti versions of that. Like she was on that shit before everyone else. She was like, "That's gonna fucking go bad." I'm just gonna tell everyone that right now. Anyway, she like they couldn't find the oil. The oil disappeared at some point.
What?
Right? Like like there was like they did the math of like how many gallons came out, and then they tried to like through like the satellite data tried to find all like how much volume of
where'd it
and
go?
then they couldn't find that They're like, where'd it go? And oil and water, oil is going to be on top.
It doesn't sink.
Right. So where did it go?
It went to shorelines. I mean, I know. So, again, it's still, to this day, still flowing at a rate of 1,000 gallons a day. A protected dome finally installed by a contractor the Coast Guard hired after losing faith in Taylor contains the leak.
Sure it does. I've seen Coast Guard containment. It's a bunch of frat boys with PT boats out there.
But Taylor, the owner, the woman has weathered all this remarkably well. She remains known as a great benefactor to her city and state. U.S. Marine Corps gave her honorary Marine status in 2013. She got the loving couple.
Honorary.
That's all about.
Didn't even have to go to Paris Island like my father did. If Dad could have been an honorary Marine, he probably would have taken that.
The combination of the loss on the sale of the company and the expenses for the cleanup meant Taylor did not pay any income tax from 2005 to 2018. At the end of 2018, her reserve pool of losses exceeded $330 million, making it a distinct possibility that she would never have to pay income taxes again.
So E. Heller said that disbursements made the floating less possible.
Yeah, like those are the chemicals that they drop in the water to make it break up.
Well, you better get hip to indie left, indie left, indie left.news.